Hi guys, welcome back to another reading with me. Today's reading will be a horoscope reading for my fire signs, Aries, Sagg, and Leo. This reading does apply to your sun sign, which is like the sign that you would normally identify with if someone asked you what your zodiac sign was. But if you are familiar with your other placements, like your rising, your moon, and your Venus, this applies to those placements as well. So if you have a fire sign placement in one of those placements, then you can watch this video as well. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching me. And if you would like to see more content, I have my TikTok and my Instagram below, as well as personal readings. And make sure you guys like, comment, and share. And the timestamps will be in the description. This is not something that you have to just watch the whole way through. The timestamps for each zodiac sign will be in the description, okay? So with that being said, first we're going to start out with our Leos. Big Leos. I'm actually a Leo myself. I have a Leo rising. I feel like that makes sense. Like if you watch my videos, I feel like it makes sense that I do have a Leo rising. But I'm also like a Libra sun and a Libra moon. So I feel like even though I have like a big identity, I'm still humbled by the Libra in me and all the air. But anyway, so first we're going to get into the theme of this month and just some highlights and just some overall, like just kind of like the overall summary of the month. And then we're going to go deeper into what the first half of November will be like and the second half of November. Okay, so for the theme, we got the intimate dance of beliefs and emotions. There is strength in the numbers. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I want to lay this out. I'm thinking I'm gonna lay it out like this. And then you got 1111, let go, and Gemini. And then we got growth, confusion, and insecurity. Okay, so this month, more than anything, is really focused on your growth. More than anything, I see there's a lot of things happening here, like, and there's a lot to unpack here, and we're going to get into it. But I just want to say that the overall theme of the whole entire month is to grow. Let me shift this a little bit. That's better. I feel like there is a lot. You will be tested this month, especially. I feel like your insecurities will come out with the Gemini energy. It doesn't necessarily mean that there is a Gemini in your life. I mean, there could be a Gemini in your life in November that is impacting you. You also might have a Gemini moon, I'm hearing, but also it could just be the fact that, Geminis are very they're kind of flip floppy. They're kind of, I think this is actually, FYI, I just noticed something. This might be the wrong sign. I always get this mixed up with Pisces. It might be, it may or may not be. I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. I have ADHD, so I don't know. I just feel like I have to say it, even if it doesn't really make sense with what I'm saying right now. But anyway, so Geminis have like this kind of flip floppy energy. They're known for literally being two faced. They're known for kind of, not. No one really knows who they are. You don't know a Gemini. No one knows a Gemini. So I kind of feel like there is this energy with like you carrying that kind of energy this month. There might have been some kind of insecurities or things that you might have been dealing with that caused you to be in that kind of energy, like where you're just not really grounded, confused. Yeah, like with the confusion card, it makes a lot of sense now. Like not really grounded, kind of going back and forth between a specific situation. And you're definitely, I feel like whatever the situation is, it's causing you to grow though. It might have even been a situation involving love, like maybe you're in mental conflict about whether or not you should stay with the person or not this month, or kind of flip-flopping between liking the person and then not liking the person, liking the person and then not liking the person, for different reasons. Maybe this person triggers your insecurities, and so sometimes you're like fighting between loving yourself and then fighting between acting on your weaknesses. So just take it how it resonates. But either way, whatever I'm seeing the situation is, you need to let it go. I feel like this situation was not meant to stay in your life for some of you. Like for others of you, the person or the thing, it might be for example, say if it's a person, the person might come back later on. But I just don't think that for right now, the person is supposed to be in your life, or this situation is supposed to continue happening in your life. I just seen 555 on the clock. So that has everything to do with change, expansion, and I kind of feel like this person or this situation might have just been something to kind of jumpstart you into a new journey or into a new path. I'm also seeing that there is a huge emphasis on transformation, and not only transformation, but I feel like this transformation in particular has a lot to do with how you view yourself. Like, it's not even just about transforming, it's about literally learning to love yourself. I feel like you guys maybe for a while did not see yourself as the person that you thought you were. And even with that Gemini energy, you might have had on a little bit of a mask, even maybe towards yourself, about your growth and about where you were in your growth, if that makes sense. Like maybe you thought you were a little bit further along, you thought you were more confident than what you actually are, you thought that you were more driven than what you actually are, and then whatever this tower moment was, or whatever has occurred this month has made you realize, no, I'm actually not that confident, I'm actually not that grounded, I'm actually not, you know what I mean? And you're confused because for so long you might have hid this from yourself. But there is a huge emphasis on transformation. So I feel like whatever it is that you are seeing this month that maybe you were hiding from yourself for so long, you're not using it as an excuse to hold you back. I feel like you're using it as an excuse to kind of transform yourself. You're using it to your advantage. Like if I don't see any pessimistic energy here. I just see a lot of emphasis on grounding yourself, like being real with yourself, and then growing from the situation. Like I don't see it like you taking a low ball this month at all. I kind of just feel like you're actually allowing yourself to feel. You're allowing yourself to feel all the emotions that for so long you might have hid yourself from feeling. And I feel like you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk not necessarily with anyone in particular, but you're taking a risk with kind of just I feel like there's just some kind of, it's not a risk, but it's a change. It's a change that may be uncomfortable, that you're going forward with anyways, because you know it's good for you. You know what I mean? So you're kind of like forcing yourself into this energy where it's like, you know what? I'm thinking of this logically and not with just my emotions. Because I feel like with your emotions, you're very closed off. And I honestly feel like you might have been closed off for a while. Like I kind of almost feel like you're completing a cycle of this kind of like damaged, insecure, low down energy. Like I kind of just feel like there's something that this is something that has been progressing for a while that just now is coming to a standstill. And so you're kind of done with that energy. You're done with that, oh my God, the weeping or the feeling bad for yourself, almost like you're done with that, and you're ready to make more of yourself, be more. You know what I mean? You're really taking a look at your emotions and how you have been keeping yourself from being free. Okay? You're finally taking a look at like where you've been settling in life and how you've been keeping yourself from settling, because I'm not getting the energy that like you're blaming anyone. Like, I'm not getting that energy at all that you're blaming, that, you know, that you're blaming anyone. You're actually blaming yourself. You're taking accountability. This month is all about taking accountability. And also with this card, I really feel like there's an emphasis on standing up for yourself as well, and speaking your truth and saying how you feel. And not even just saying how you feel, but actually acting how you feel as well. Like, for some of you, you might be business owners. If you're a business owner, act like a business owner. You know what I mean? If people ask you, what do? I am a business owner. I am an entrepreneur. Like, you are living your truth, speaking your truth, defending yourself. Like, I feel like this is a big month for Leos as far as just transformation. Like, I don't even see necessarily anything big around love or finances or anything like that. I kind of actually feel like everything is pretty mellow in those departments. But we're still going to take a look into the rest of the month. But I can just already feel that this month is really mainly about your transformation and about being able to let go from attachments and bad habits and just things that aren't serving you anymore. So we're going to look into the first half of November, then we're going to look into the second half. So we got the Star card, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. So in the first couple of weeks of November, I see that like in the first half of November here, you do have faith. Like you have overall faith about life and about where things are going and about how things are going. But it was uprupted by this Seven of Swords here. There might have been someone, like I'm kind of getting that there just might have been a deceptive kind of energy that was around you that ended up making you feel like you needed to be codependent. Like, I'm just seeing that like you went into November with this kind of bubbly energy, this hopeful, like optimistic energy, but there was someone or something that made you feel codependent, that made some of your insecurities come out. Kind of like what we were just saying before, where it was just like you kind of thought that you were in a certain position, maybe emotionally, or you thought you were grounded in yourself to a certain extent, but you were not. And it was almost like this was kind of a reality check. I feel like for the first half of November, you guys might have really been in your heads about this situation or even this person. Take it how it resonates. It could be a person. I'm kind of feeling like it's a person that made you, that kind of brought the insecurities out of you, that made you feel betrayed or not good enough even, and drained and just really codependent, feeling like you need someone. Like, you know what I mean? The person could have been like a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or you could just also have some of those placements in different parts of your chart. But I'm overall just kind of getting like somebody humbled you. Somebody or something humbled you or kind of gave you this reality check. Or if it didn't happen, it will. Kind of just about yourself. There's just some kind of situation, a karmic situation, or a karmic person that came in and kind of showed you something about yourself that kind of devastated you. I just felt like for a lot of you, you might be dealing with like codependency issues, codependent on relationships or codependent on a job. Some of you might have even lost your jobs or lost a financial lump sum of money. and you're realizing, wow, like I needed that money. I should have done better with that money. I should have, and it's almost like whatever happened with your finances, it was something where it was all you. It was something where it was like all you. Like there was no one else that could have done this. Like whatever it was at the hands of you. And so now you're kind of reflecting and you're like, wow, like I should have done differently with that lump sum of money, or I should have been more grateful. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like just like a huge, there's some kind of situation in the beginning of November where it's like there's just this huge realization about where you are, what you've been settling for, what you've been doing, what you've been putting up with, and realizing that it no longer serves you, and that maybe unconsciously you were even self-sabotaging yourself. So let's look into the second half of November. We have Temperance, Death, the Lovers, and the Three of Cups. So right off the bat, like what I see here is that whatever situation that this was, it was meant to happen. It was meant to happen, and it was meant to cause a certain amount of change within yourself. With the Lovers card here, I kind of feel like you were meant to, it doesn't necessarily have to talk about lovers. It talks a lot about making a choice. And you had to make a choice this month. I'm really feeling like there was something involving someone else. But you really had to make a choice this month about picking you, about like, choosing yourself. I feel like you were purposely put in a situation where you were outed. You were purposely put in a position where you needed to stand up for yourself. I'm even seeing that for some of you, there might have been like friends involved in this. Like you might have gone out, or there could have just been some kind of I'm kind of getting like a lot of different scenarios. The first scenario is that some of you might have been involved in a third party situation where someone might have cheated on you, and you needed to stand up for yourself, or someone was not treating you right, someone was outing you, leaving you out in the cold, someone kind of was giving you the cold shoulder, and you needed to know your worth and walk away from it. Others of you, this just might have been a situation where, like I said, you might have been out with like friends or something, or maybe even work. This could be like a work-related situation where like you needed to stand up for yourself, or there was just some kind of like, you were put in some kind of a situation where you might have felt a little betrayed, or a little kind of like, I'm just overall getting that you were wearing a mask and there was a situation that was kind of forcing you to take the mask off. Okay? For whatever reason, you were just going along with something that low key was wrong or not serving you, but you were dealing with it anyways. And if this change didn't come in, you wouldn't have, or even if it was deceitful, or even if it was something where it's like, people aren't being fair to you. I just feel like there was something that happened to you this month, or that will happen to you this month, where it's just like you feel a little like taken advantage of, or decepted, or like, I don't even know if that's a word, decepted. I don't know. But either way, the situation overall was supposed to teach you that you need to choose yourself. And in the second half of November, I feel like you are finally going to be making that transformation. You might also have Scorpio placements, or Cancer placements as well. But And if so, you should watch the water sign reading. But you're overall learning how to choose yourself. You're learning how to stand on your own 2 feet. You are learning that you need to be patient with yourself too, because I feel like a lot of you might have been hard on yourselves this month once you realize this stuff. Like once you realize, wow, this person really kind of clowned me and I let them. Or once you realize like, wow, I really made like a stupid decision. Or wow, like I wasn't thinking, or whatever it is. I just feel like there's a lot of like self criticism, which is very common with Leos. Like just being very hard on yourself. Like I should have done better, or I should have did this, or I should have did that. You know what I mean? There is also going to be a calling for you to be more patient with yourself, to be more balanced within yourself. Like I just feel like, okay, once you realize you're off balance, you're not going to sit here and continuously criticize yourself, because that is one of the things that made you more imbalanced in the first place, was hard criticism. So you're also deciding to be more gentle with yourself, and I'm also seeing that you're deciding to celebrate yourself. If not the situation going out, because I'm also seeing that for some of you, you might be going out or having more fun time with friends this month as well. But it also could just mean that you're celebrating yourself. Like you're celebrating you. You're going out. You're having a good time, even for some of you. You're trying to just embrace yourself. This has a lot to do with you, even though a lot of people might have triggered this situation this month. But I'm really seeing that like you're kind of just over not knowing your worth. You're over not picking yourself, and you're over not really, I guess, living your life to the fullest extent that you can live it, to due to certain things, due to bad habits, due to insecurities, due to acting on your impulses. You know what I mean? You're over that, and you're ready to be more grounded and more emotionally realistic with yourself, so that you can actually enjoy life. And yeah. So let's get into the advice that we have for this group. And we have ask your angels, remain positive, and we have wait. Okay, so for some of you, I think that like there's a lot of whys and why did this happen to me, or why is this happening? And your angels want you to communicate with them. Your angels want you to ask them, because they have an answer for you. Okay, they have an answer for you. And it's important that you remain positive this month, because not everything is how it seems. There's also a lot of water here. And not even like water, like you guys might be water signs. I mean, you might be, because like I said, you guys might be Scorpios, but like with water sign comes illusions. Okay. So a lot of this might not really be what you think it is. Like if you are in some kind of detrimental situation, or you did leave someone, or someone left you, or whatever the case may be, just take it how it resonates. It's not what you think. It's not supposed to hinder you. You know what I mean? It's almost like you just wait and see. It'll all make sense soon. And I think that's why your angels want you to communicate with them, so that it can make more sense about like, what's happening and why, okay? And we got wait. So I feel like there might be a certain decision that you're contemplating on making, and you are deciding to wait, or it is best that you do wait. I'm also hearing that like maybe not literally wait, but you are deciding to put a halt on something. For some of you, it might be you deciding to put a halt on your relationships. You're deciding to put a halt on maybe like dating, or putting a halt on how you use your money. And maybe if you go shopping every weekend, you're deciding not to go shopping every weekend. Like, you know what I mean? There's something where you're deciding to be, they're wanting you to be more cautious about how you go about things. Don't be so impulsive. Don't just, brush things off and keep going with it. Assess your situation and act accordingly, okay? So I don't even think that this wait is very literal. I think that they just want you to be a little bit more aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it, okay? So that's all I got for my Leos. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you guys have a good month overall. You guys were very this energy felt very mature. It felt very good. So I feel like the month will overall be good for you guys. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and share. Leave a comment if you want to. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, let's get into my Aries folks. How are you guys, Aries? I hope you guys are doing okay. All right. So first, before we get into your reading, we're going to start with some highlights, kind of like the theme of the month, like the overall summary of everything. And then we're going to go into the first half of November and the second half. And then we're also going to be getting some advice, okay? So we have communion, protective frequencies. I love this card. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Also, don't mind that I have like a little whelp on my finger. I was frying chicken and I burnt myself. And I think it's interesting because some extra cards came out for this pile and I was just felt called to take it, which is not even like the usual. I kind of like it. It's over here. I could see it better. A lot of fives here. So this to me automatically lets me know that you came into this dimension with the skills to not only build for yourself, but to help others build as well. You have a very ambitious mindset and a very expanding mindset, and not even just having the mindset, but also knowing the tools of how to support that mindset, if that makes sense. I also feel like you are very resourceful and you are a very advanced person, which, Aries people, they normally are. In some ways, they're not as advanced. Emotionally, sometimes they might not be as advanced, but they are very powerful people. And with this 555 here, I feel like that not only signifies that there will be some changes this month, but it also just signifies again that what I just said. And then we have dissipating, self-worth. Oop. Kind of don't know how to lay these out sometimes. And see, there's an extra card here. But I decided to take both of them. Dissipating, self-worth, discovery, and faith. Okay. So with the protective frequencies card, I feel like you're a very empathic person. You feel things very deeply. You can feel what others are feeling. It doesn't take you very long to understand or to kind of guess how someone else might be feeling. This is a gift called being clairsentient. And I'm feeling like this month, it's important that you protect yourself, okay? You protect yourself and clean your aura, clean your energy, clean the things around you. And I'm just kind of feeling like with the Taurus and Capricorn, you quite literally may have a Taurus or a Capricorn in your life that is affecting you this month. But I'm also kind of getting that there needs to be a sense of grounding. Because, with the protection, you might just be kind of coming in contact with some kind of chaotic energies this month. You might come in contact with some chaotic situations this month. And there just needs to be some grounding. You need to still feel stable and sturdy within yourself. So there also needs to be a little bit of grounding, and I see an emphasis on that this month. I also see that this month, there might be something that you're acting on this month that for a long time you did not act on because maybe you didn't want to. With the yellow and the orange here, I'm kind of feeling like maybe you didn't have the confidence to actually start whatever it is that you're starting this month. For a long time, you might have just been dissipating about it, kind of just up in the clouds about it. The days are passing by, nothing's happening, like, you know what I mean? And for whatever reason, maybe you just, for whatever reason, I just feel like you're starting to understand that you were holding yourself back. And you're starting to really dive deep into yourself this month to have more faith about whatever it is in this situation that's happening. Whatever is happening this month, I just feel like it's important to protect yourself energetically because you are trying to brighten your light this month. You're trying to have more faith this month. For some of you, there might be a job, it might be a certain endeavor or a dream that you had that maybe you weren't going after or you weren't really thinking about because you just didn't really have the confidence to do it. And I feel like, you need to protect yourself because sometimes like when you get involved with other people and you tell them what you are doing or you let people get to you too much, like if they're naturally negative, that can really hinder your own growth. You know what I mean? Being around people who are negative can really rub off on you. Like for some of you, there might even be like a motherly figure I'm hearing that maybe you live with or that you used to live with. I'm just kind of seeing like a woman or a feminine person who is very involved in your life, and I'm seeing that the person is not like mean, but it's almost like their energy is draining. So I just think that it's important this month that like you protect yourself from these kind of draining energies. Like I don't think that people are going to literally be attacking you, or they might be. You could take it how it resonates, but like I'm just kind of feeling like there's just energy around you that might keep you from focusing on yourself. And it's important to put yourself first and to protect yourself. Don't tell this person or don't tell people about your moves, about what you're trying to do for yourself. Keep it to yourself. It's kind of like you need to go into like a hermit mode and kind of like reground yourself, refocus, and kind of just focus on yourself. So that's kind of what I'm seeing this month. Like a lot of focus on yourself energy, a lot of grounding. And then of course, quite literally, there could be a Taurus or a Capricorn affecting your life this month. Ooh, card on the floor. Okay, let's go into the first half of November. Let's see. Oh, the cards are mixed. I hate when the cards are mixed. Sometimes I forget what order they're in. Okay. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the Nine of Cups. So, with the Three of Wands here, I really feel like you definitely were on some kind of an endeavor. Like there definitely is something happening. Like you're definitely thinking about something. And I feel like whatever it is that you're thinking about or trying to move towards, it has something to do with your stability. It has something to do with like your home life even. Or there might be something around your home life changing in the first half of November. It could even be like you're looking towards a new home, or you're looking towards the next moves to make with your family. Maybe you are contemplating if you should move somewhere to get a certain job. Like, you can just take it how it resonates, but there's just something around your growth and your stability that has changed, or you are thinking about this month. I'm also hearing that for some of you, you're not as grounded as you want to be. You might actually have everything that you need, but it feels like there is something missing. And you're starting to realize that in the beginning of November. And so I'm kind of starting to feel like you are working on yourself for emotional satisfaction. Like, just like how I was saying before in the highlights, in the summary, there, how do I put this? There was a lack of grounding. Like, there was almost like a lack of self-confidence within oneself. There was a lack of, almost like, honestly, just that, a lack mindset. Like someone who is like, it's never enough. You know what I mean? And so you might even be starting to think about your next moves. But for some of you, it's almost like the moves that you have been making, they're still not enough. Like, I'm kind of just getting like, okay, just take it how it resonates. But like, whatever moves that you have made in your life, they're just not enough. Like, you're trying to do the next best thing for yourself is kind of what I'm hearing. Like, maybe you guys already have a family. Maybe you guys are already settled and everything. And now you just kind of feel like, what do I do now? And so you're kind of like, I feel like you're just trying to make like the next chapter for yourself. Like, what do I do now? Like, what is even life about? Like, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like you're going within yourself this first half of November to really figure out what is going to bring me emotional satisfaction. What is going to bring me closest to feeling like I have everything that I need, you know? And I kind of feel like you're realizing that not everything is about material this month. You're starting to realize that there is more to a foundation than just financial stability, you know, because again, you had everything that you needed, like for a long time, like you just didn't have the self-worth. So some of you could have been making moves. Like, some of you might even be older. Like, you could just be like, you could be already established is what I'm saying. Like, you could already have a foundation, you could already have a home, you could already have, like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't enough and it wasn't satisfying. And now you're really just trying to figure out, like, how do I satisfy myself, or how do I even give myself the self-confidence that I need to make these things that I want happen. Because I kind of feel like for a lot of you, you guys have dreams and you guys have ambitions and there's places that you want to go. And I kind of feel like in the first half of November, you're really like thinking about it. Like, you're thinking about how you want your life to go. You're thinking about like the next chapter that you see yourself in, but you don't know how to get there. And it's more not about like, oh, I don't have the resources. It's more like, I don't feel confident enough to really go through with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure I can really do that. I'm not sure that that's really something that I can accomplish. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more like, okay, I figured out how to do it. I already have the ambition. I know how to work. Like, you know what I mean? You know how to physically work already. You know how to go after things. You already know how to do that. And I think that's why in the first half of November, there's a lot of like conjuring of the mind. Like, you're very creative. You're very ambitious. It's almost like, I'm ready to do this, and this. And it's going to, like, you know what I mean? You got the plan, you got the destination, but you don't know how to get there. And it turns out that the journey is going to require a little bit more self-confidence than you realize, and you have to fill your tank up on that. And so you're kind of just trying to figure it out, like, how do I make myself feel like I can actually go through with it? Because I kind of feel like you're the kind of person, and I find this to be very common with fire signs, is that like you guys have all the tools in the world to do things and you guys know it, but if you guys don't feel confident, it's almost like all the tools that you guys have will literally be useless. Like, yeah, I have the money, or yeah, I have this, I have the, the background, the schooling, whatever the case it may be. Like, you have the tools, because fire signs are very ambitious and they know how to get things done. They know how to work hard. You know what I mean? But it's almost like if you don't feel confident in what you're doing, it's almost like the doubts are too much. The blockages are too much. Like, one doubt and you guys will not do a project. Like, you know what I mean? There'll be like one doubt, because fire signs are naturally powered off of their own fuel. Like, you know what I mean? It's like putting coal into a fire. But if there's no more coal, it's not the fact that you can't make fire. It's just the fact that there's no more coal. Like, you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it can literally be like one doubt that a fire sign Aries has, and then like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can do it anymore. Like, that's like the energy. You know what I mean? Like, very like procrastinating, not taking things seriously, not really looking into things how you should, because it's like, oh, I don't even know if I can do that anyway, so I'm gonna just put that to the side. So it's almost like you got to build your confidence. So let's look into I'm kind of going in circles now. So let me go into the second half of November. We have strength, big Leo energy if you have some Leo in you. Two of Wands, the Empress, Virgo energy if you have Virgo placements, and Four of Pentacles. So in the second half of November, you're building up the courage, and I don't actually see any action being taken here. Like, I don't see any action necessarily happening. I'm just seeing you building yourself up emotionally. So I'm seeing that, like, sorry, made a little burp. I'm seeing that you're starting to tone down those insecurities that you have. I feel like you're really working on that little inner voice inside of you that's like, no, you can't do it, or no, I should probably, settle back or not do this or whatever. You're really taming that energy, and you are finding the strength within yourself to be like, no, this is what I want. I'm going to go after it. Because I think that you're starting to realize in the second half of the month is that with this Two of Wands here, because this card looks very similar to this card, right? This card looks very similar to this card, but it's almost like this card is more about thinking, making the plan, and they're both about planning, but this one to me is a little bit more, it's a little bit more passionate. It's a little bit more passionate. It's a little bit more ready to go. This energy is more about, to me, it's a little bit more grounded. It's more like, okay, I have the palm in my hand. You see how he has like the earth in his hand? He has what he needs. He has the plan. Like, I had the platform. I had the plan. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. The puns, the TikTok puns. I had the plan. I just need the platform. Like, it's kind of like that energy. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but this energy is more like, okay, I'm making the idea. I'm figuring out what I want. I'm looking out at the horizon. I'm getting confident. I'm thinking. I'm imagining things. That's not a word. Imagining things. Imagining. I'm imagining things. I'm conjuring up ideas in my head. And this one is more like, okay, I know what I want to do. Now, how am I going to do it? How do I actually go about doing that? So do you see what I'm saying? This is like, okay, I'm planning. I know what to do. Da, 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 da. I'm making the idea. I'm writing on my pen and pad, and I'm continuing to go. You know what I mean? And this is more like, okay, part one done? How do we do part two? You know what I mean? So I feel like in November, the second half, after you decide to, tame that little voice inside your head, that critter brain that you might have, after taming that and after starting to realize, like, you know what? The doubts aren't going to stop, because I kind of feel like for a lot of you, you might have been withholding yourself from doing what you actually want to do for a while. And this is not the first time that you've kind of been in this energy where it's like, okay, I'm going to go, go, go. And then we're stopping because I don't know how the fuck I'm going to continue to move on. Like, you know what I mean? So this is not the first time. And I kind of feel like this is a cycle that you've been dealing with and you're done with it. Like, you're kind of getting on your own nerves and you're done with not seeing your own worth. Like with the Empress here, I feel like some of you guys might daydream a lot. So with that dissipating card, some of you guys might, I don't know if you, where's it at? This card had came out. This card to me reminds me of someone who daydreams. And I feel like in your daydreams, you see yourself as being a certain kind of individual. You see yourself as being the emperor or the empress. You know what I mean? The empress is just like the female version of the emperor, which is Aries, Taurus. So you could also even have some of those placements, like, you know what I mean? And I really just feel like you see yourself being in your higher energy. You know what I mean? Like right now, I kind of feel like you're in this Page of Cups, like in the beginning, like, you know what I mean? But you see yourself, and other people might even see you as being the emperor or the empress. Because like I was saying before in the beginning of the reading, I don't know if I actually said it or not, but you are an advanced soul. Like you came into this dimension knowing how to get things done and actually knowing how to help other people to get things done. So I think that people actually look at you as an authority figure, and there might even be a little bit of pressure around that, like they expect you to do well or something like that. But overall, like, you're tired of not stepping into the energy that you see yourself truly being in. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're done with that. You're actually thinking about, in a practical way, how can I actually do this? We're going to stop sleeping on ourselves. How can I actually do this? I think for a lot of you too, for the second half of November, there might be a decrease in finances a little bit. There might be a need to hold on to your money, save up, or you just might be in a little bit of a tough financial situation. This, to me, it doesn't feel like it's something that has this Four of Pentacles doesn't feel like something to me that's a dominating energy. So I don't feel like this is going to dominate the whole second half of your November. I kind of feel like this might just be like a little bit of a sudden change. Like you might suddenly have a change in your finances this month. Or you might honestly suddenly decide to just start saving up. Like some of you guys the problem was you didn't have the money. So now you're deciding that you're going to save the money up. Like you are going to decide better how you use your money, how you go about things. Like you're being more resourceful. I feel like for a lot of you too, you might have been a little ungrateful. Like, oh, I don't have this to do it. There's not enough this to do it. Or there's just like there's a whole bunch of reasons why you can't do it. That lack mindset. You guys are in a lack mindset. And I see that for the second half of November, you're actually going to start looking at the tools that you do have and what you do have to actually move towards what you want to do, instead of looking at what you don't have and looking at how impossible everything is. And you know what I mean? And dwelling on something that isn't for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, almost like, I kind of want to say to you, like, get over it. You know what I mean? Because I kind of feel like, I can't help but to just think that you guys have been basically pulling, straggling yourselves along for the longest. And it's like, get over that. You can do this. You have to do it, honestly. You have to do it. You have to step into your higher self It was meant for you. And so now let's get into your angel advice. We have trust. We have you are ready. See, look at, you're ready. And take action. See, y'all? Sometimes I be thinking that I'm being a little mean, but I'm really not. Get over it, y'all. Whatever it is that's you guys that's been holding y'all back, please get over that. Because I really feel like not only is this meant for you, whatever it is, because I'm kind of feeling like it has something to do with like a creative endeavor of some sort, or some kind of money move. Like, I'm not getting the fact that this is like love or, and none of that. None of that. That's not what none of this is about. This is about making a foundation for yourself. This is about the next chapter. This is about money moves, big moves. I feel like you need to trust yourself, okay? Trust yourself. Trust what you want in life. Trust that there is someone or something guiding you, and trust that you're ready to pursue this. Trust it. Just do it. Like, you know what I mean? No more asking like, am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready? Just trust the situation for what it is, whatever you're in right now. Just trust it. Just go along with it, and just take action. Just go. Stop asking questions. Don't there really isn't even that much advice to give. Like, I don't really even have to go into no deep like sugarcoating, because I don't even feel like you guys are that kind of person that sugarcoats, okay? Like, you guys need to know that it's time, like, straight up. I'm not gonna baby y'all. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna baby y'all. I don't even feel like this is the pile that needs to be babied. Y'all, this is not for y'all. Nope. This is not the time for that. Y'all need to get up off your asses and make your dreams happen. And I don't mean that because I want to be mean to you. I mean that because I want to see you do well. It's time to stop sleeping on yourself, babe. Okay? But all jokes aside, I love you guys, Aries. I always will. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that this helped you in some way or another, even if it wasn't completely what you wanted to hear. I hope it did help you, and I hope that it resonates, and I hope that I see you again, okay? Like, comment, and share if you like my content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, moving on to my, I was about to say pile 3. Moving on to my Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. Whoop, 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 whoop. I think my cousin's a Sagittarius, but he still has yet to tell me his zodiac sign. I think that because his birthday hasn't passed yet, nobody says shit. Nobody said happy birthday or anything like that. I'm guessing that he's a freaking Sagittarius. So, whoop, whoop. Happy birthday to y'all. I hope y'all been having a good birthday, a good November. Also, happy birthday to the queen of rap, Nicki Minaj, okay? That's the only Sagittarius I fuck with. And honestly, I really don't like Sagittarius women like that. I don't want to mean... Let me stop, because I don't want to make it seem like I don't like you guys. I don't know y'all. But... But sometimes Sagittarius women, they remind me of like mean girls. So even though I love Nicki Minaj, I feel like she a mean girl behind the scenes, but I love her anyways. Because sometimes Sagittarius women, they have that energy where it's like you might not always like them, but they're very alluring. So you have to respect them and you have to fuck with them because they just are. And that goes for Sagittarius men too. Like, you might not like them as a person, but you have to respect them because what they've shown in the world and what they've done in the world is just pure respect. Like, they're very real. Like, you gotta love them. You gotta hate them, but you also gotta love them. So before we go into like the whole, like, what's November gonna be like, we're gonna go into the summary of everything. Like, just like, some highlights, just the overall theme of what the month is gonna be about. And then we're gonna go into the first half of November, and then we're gonna go into the second half, and we're gonna get some advice for you. Okay? So let's get started. Whoop, whoop. We have I who guide you, dare to face yourself. I'm already getting mad messages with this card. Some of y'all are mad, might be dolo. Like, every Sagittarius that I know pretty much is a dolo individual. And I feel like that it's shown right there in that card. And also, I did not mean to pick so many cards because usually I just pick 3 of these. But this time I felt the need to pick 4. We got Virgo, marriage, a wish is coming true, 777. You can go ahead and look that up on Google. Just type in angel number 77 message and there should be a message there for you. But also, to me, 777, it represents good luck. So I feel like there is some good luck happening for you this month. And, you know, the universe is on your side this month. We have miracle. We have bittersweet. We have instincts. And then we have quest. Wow. So there's a lot of like blue here. Blue, 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 blue. I don't even know where to start. I feel like there's a lot to unpack here. So I feel like there is a need to look within yourself. Sometimes Sagittarius people, they hide from themselves. Or actually, it's not even the fact that they hide from themselves. They're actually very honest with themselves and very emotional and very in tune with themselves when they are alone. But it's almost like sometimes I'm kind of getting the energy where it's like sometimes you guys might feel the pain, but nothing happens with that pain. The pain just sits and that's it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you guys are all in pain, but I'm just saying in general with your emotions or with your true self, it can be hard for a Sagittarius to be themselves when there's a lot of weights in the world that are on their shoulders, if that makes sense. It's almost like sometimes you guys don't have the room to really express yourselves or really be who you want to be because you have other obligations or because life is moving fast. Sagittarius people have the need to be free. So a lot of the times, Sagittarius people, they do have a stable foundation, but that stable foundation is more within themselves than it is physically. I feel I'm trying to just follow me, camera, follow me. It's gonna make sense. And I almost kind of feel like for a while, it's almost like you were hiding from yourself or you are just not facing yourself. Like it literally says in the card, dare to face yourself. And because for a while, I just feel like you haven't been completely transparent with yourself. You're not expanding how I feel like you can. And it's because you're transforming, but you aren't. It's because I feel like there's a certain amount of awareness that is going on right now in this pile where it's almost like I know what's happening, but what do I do with that? You know what I mean? What do I actually do with that? And so, but I almost feel like there might have just been a series of things in your life that caused you to not really deal with that. Like I just kind of feel like there's some sort of procrastination. There's some kind of inner conflict going on, and it has to do with your confidence. It has to do with how confident you feel about yourself in life, about how confident you feel about your foundation. Some of you guys might even have an uncertain foundation right now. Because like I said, Sagittarius people, they feel the need to be free and they feel the need to constantly be flowing. Like, you know what I mean? And so they're more grounded in themselves than they are materialistically and physically. So like, for example, like you might have had the money this whole time, or you might have had the car, or just like, I don't know, you had enough to make yourself feel like I'm grounded and I have enough and I feel good within myself. I feel like I have enough. But in reality, you're starting to realize it wasn't enough. That was not stable enough for me. This is not stable enough. I actually don't know how I'm going to continue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, it's almost like there's a little bit of epiphany happening. And I don't even think that it's this month. I feel like it's been happening. But there is an emphasis on this month to start actually taking action. Like, okay, we understand that it's almost like I just have a channeled message kind of I just have the need to say, like, we understand what's happening. You have understood what has been happening for a while. You know what's going on. What do we do now? Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like it's time to take a new journey with yourself. And it's time to use your intuition, because I kind of feel like you know how to get out of this. Like, I feel, I'm sorry. I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel like a stutter. Um, I just can't, I feel like I'm talking in circles, but I just can't help but feel like you literally know what's going on. You understand to the fullest your circumstances, and you might even know how to get out of it, but you don't necessarily have the confidence to go that route. Or maybe you don't have the confidence. I mean, maybe you don't know how to get out of it, but you don't have the confidence to really sit down and think about it and to think outside the box. Like, okay, for example, I'll just use an example so that you guys can understand what I'm saying, because I feel like I'm talking in circles and I'm trying my best to explain this in multiple ways. Say you have a job, right? But the job is not financially suiting you anymore. And for a long time, like I said, you felt grounded in yourself. Like, okay, this was enough for me. Like, that's enough. Like, you know, that for whatever reason, for a while, it was enough. Whatever you were doing in the past, you know, that past job, whatever, it was enough. It was enough for you. But now you're starting to realize, okay, this is not enough. I really don't like 9 to 5 jobs. I really don't like so and so about this. Maybe it's not paying me enough. And you know for a fact you need to quit the job, or you need to apply for a raise, or you know for a fact that your worth is way more than what you've been getting paid for, but you don't have the confidence to actually go for a better job, or to actually quit your job and wait for something better to come along, because you know that there's some obstacles that come with that. Like, maybe, okay, you'll have to wait longer. There might be a period of you not having finances for a little while, because you have to wait for those better opportunities to come in, and you can't, like, do you see what I'm saying? I hope with that scenario, you can kind of fit it into your own situation and kind of make sense of it. So moving on, I feel like that's the whole that's the overall theme of the month. You are thinking about taking this journey. And I'm also seeing with the 777 and the miracle, there definitely is something happening for you this month that I feel like you have been wishing for, you have been praying for. There definitely is a wish coming true. Like, there definitely is. There also might be some kind of a Virgo. Like, there might be a Virgo in your life right now that may be significant, or it will be significant. And you may actually even be reaching a certain level of commitment with a Virgo. Like, you might like a girl or like a guy, or, you know, whatever. We don't judge here. And you might actually be moving forward towards this person, or vice versa. This person might be moving towards you. I also see that there will be a little bit of bittersweetness this month. I'm kind of even hearing like a specific message around your birthday. There might be some bittersweet energy. Like, you might be happy for your birthday, but not really. Like, you don't even care. Like, there's like okay, this just another year. Like, you know what I mean? It's just another year. You might also not really be in the place that you want to be in your life. So your birthday this month might not be as fun. You're like, okay, well, it don't matter because I'm not in the position I want to be in, so I don't need to be celebrating nothing. Like, that's kind of like the energy that I feel like that you guys are in. Like, shit's not together, shit's not stable. There's too much stuff going wrong for me to really give a fuck about my birthday. Like, that's kind of what I'm feeling like. Okay, but hopefully, you will see that, things are going to lighten up, and there definitely is some luck on your side this month. So hopefully your mindset about that will change. But I understand. Okay, so let's go into the first half of November. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. And so this month, there definitely is a lot of self-discovery. I feel like you will be taking the time this month to kind of just withdraw. Like, for some of you, you might not be talking to friends this month much. You might be really isolating yourself, not really going out, and you're really taking the time to dissect the part of yourself that I feel like you have been avoiding for a long time. With the Page of Swords here, I kind of feel like you are starting to realize how being in your head has kind of hindered you from being who you really want to be and creating those opportunities that you want to create. And I kind of feel like you're moving from the Page of Swords to the Queen of Swords, someone who is more mature and is more free-flowing and can kind of basically be sturdy and grounded in the decisions that they make. I also feel like you are going to be basically more open to changing your mindset. Like, I really feel like this has a lot to do with your mindset. You're going from an immature mindset of maybe lack to a mature mindset of what if, of being grateful. So, and that is a big difference because you guys will be very surprised about how your mindset can change your circumstances. Because I kind of just feel like with the Page of Swords, it's almost like you had a certain level of maturity and a certain amount of logic. Like, I don't think that you guys were depressed, or maybe you guys were depressed, but like, I just don't think that, like, if you are depressed or if you were depressed or if you're anxious, you're not anxious or depressed from anything that's not logical. Like, for example, like if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they clearly were not shit, you're not in denial about anything. If anything, you're looking at life for what it really is, and it might kind of make you a little sad or a little depressed or a little anxious. Like, you know what I mean? You guys are very logical. So that's why I kind of feel like with this Page of Swords, even though you might have not been in the best mindset, like your mindset might have been a little narrow or a little closed off, you still were very logical and very like open to the circumstances of what everything was. You're not closing out anything. You weren't in denial. You were very embracive of what's been happening or what has happened for the first half of November. But you're moving into, like, now that you understand and you've accepted the situation, you are moving into a period of actually feeling better about the situation and actually having a better mindset overall about how you feel about it. Like, instead of being like, oh, I can't do nothing about this job, or I can't do anything about whatever it is, you're choosing to kind of let it go with the flow. It is what it is. And I don't mean like it is what it is, like you're brushing it off. You're saying it is what it is, as in it is what it is. I can't change that circumstances. I can only build from this. And that kind of mindset is going to start bringing you opportunities. There is going to be some kind of financial opportunity that comes in this month, depending on your attitude. I really feel like this opportunity will not come in if you are not in a certain level. Like, you could literally miss this blessing, is what I'm saying. Because with the Ace of Pentacles here, it's not a guaranteed thing. It's not something that is, not to say that it's not meant to happen for you, but it's almost like it's just waiting there for you. Like, it's going to be there, but you could possibly miss it due to not having an open mindset, and due to not having due to having a lack mindset. You know what I mean? You won't be able, because it could also be an idea of how you could fix your situation. It could even be an opportunity that if you don't build your confidence and build and open your mind, that you will blow off. Like, you'll be like, okay, no, I don't want that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to have the mindset in order to accept or embrace this new beginning around your finances. Because I feel like there's just like a lot of emphasis on finances with this pile and stability. So like, if you want to have a better, like if you want to start building a better stable foundation, it's going to come from you, and it's going to come from your mindset. Because again, Sagittarius people are very free, and they go after what they want. And settling just feels like a disappointment to themselves. It feels like they're backstabbing themselves if they sit there and settle. I also see 111 on my clock. So I feel like if you've been seeing that, or if you have seen that, and it's also just a confirmation for me that this is correct. Like, you guys cannot settle for something that you don't really want. It'll literally make you feel uncomfortable and cringy and depressed. Like, so whatever opportunity that you want, you have to create it. You have to create it. Literally, you have to create it, and you have to go after it. And you have to attract it. You have to make space in your life for it. It's not just something, because you're moving on. You guys are very, you guys escalate. Like, escalate. I don't know. I think I said Escalade, like the car, but I meant to say escalate. You guys are escalators. Oh, I just seen 1212, which on my clock means move forward. So you guys are the type of people who like to build, and you can't just be in the same kind of energy that you were in before and then try to bring in some new shit. Like, no, you have to clear things out. You gotta change how you think, okay? So let's go into the second half of November. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and then we have the Page of Swords again, which was literally right here. So I can't make this shit up. Like, let me just make sure everything's in frame. I can't make this shit up. Like, some of y'all might not believe in tarot, but these are two different decks, and the same card came out twice. So I feel like that literally should mean something to you guys. It should. It should. So for the second half of November, I feel like there is going to be a little bit of a change that kind of puts a damper on you, but this is what I'm getting. I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune card, it just makes me feel like the wheel is turning for you. And it's turning in your favor. So for some of you, my jail card came out. Some of you guys might have some legal issues going on. And I really feel like the wheel is going to be turning in your favor. You might have to endure some kind of minor legal consequence, but it is not going to be something that makes you feel like I cannot move forward, or like you're not gonna go to prison, or if you go to prison, you won't go for a long time. Like it'll be something that leaves you feeling like, okay, I kind of dodged that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the end, it might feel a little rocky at first, but like in the end, you'll feel like you dodged that. You'll feel like, okay, like, so that was a message for some of you. For others of you, I feel like the wheel is turning because you are finally killing that old mindset that you had. You're killing it. And so now you're going on this new journey. Like now that you have, kind of gotten over those mental obstacles, like, okay, we're done with feeling like we're not good enough. We're done with that. Now we're going to actually go towards it. And I feel like not only will you be in this celebratory energy because it's your birthday for some of you, but you'll be in this celebratory energy because you're moving on to the next phase. You're moving on to the next chapter. I kind of feel like a lot of you, and some of you might actually get as soon as you change your mindset, like the opportunity might actually come in very quickly. And some of you might be celebrating that and celebrating how you went from nothing to something, like, you know what I mean? So it might be that too, but I also kind of just feel like you are celebrating on just the fact that, like, you're feeling good about yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're starting to be more considerate of yourself. And once you started to do that, you're like, wow, I actually came a long way and I'm celebrating. I came from nothing to something. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're actually like the move that you make, like, cause I'm getting a lot of different messages for a lot of you. Some of you might be leaving a job or leaving a position that kept you stable and kept you comfortable. And although you know that you'll be in this kind of like you might have like a lack in finances, you might have a lack in money and opportunities, you still feel very emotionally good within yourself because you made a choice. Like it's almost like you feel proud of yourself for making these choices to do better. You feel proud of yourself to, regardless of whatever the circumstances are, to be a better person, to go after what you want. And I actually kind of am getting two different feelings from these cards, even though they're the same cards. So, like, notice how this one's a girl and this one's a boy. And I'm not going to say that girls are weaker than boys or anything like that. Oh, an affirmation just came up on my phone. I will be a better person than I was yesterday. And I don't believe in coincidences. So I kind of feel like you guys, that was an affirmation that was meant for you guys. I am a better person than what I was yesterday. And I kind of feel like with this energy, right? I don't want to be sexist because I am a female. So it's not even like I'm downing my own kind. But it's almost like sometimes females can be a little, they don't have as much drive. Like they have the faith. Like, because I just think of feminine and masculine. This is the feminine, this is the masculine. The feminine energy is like, I have the faith, I have the thought process, I know how I could possibly do it, but I don't necessarily have the action. Like, I don't know if I have the confidence to really stand up for myself and really, like, you know what I mean? It's that masculine energy that carries the more logical, ambitious kind of energy. And I kind of feel like you switched. You're still a page of swords because I kind of feel like what you're going after is new. So it still takes you to build a new mindset and you're still working on building that new mindset. So you're still a page. But the way that you feel as a page is changing. Like you don't feel like, I'm thinking about it and I do have plans on moving forward towards that, but not right now. You're like in full swing in the second half of November. You're ready. You're literally ready. You feel confident about what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing, but you feel confident about not knowing what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're feeling really good about not knowing what's happening. Like, because I just see that for once, like, you might not know what's happening, but you're taking your worth into accountability. You're seeing your worth. Like, you know what I mean? You're actually seeing, like, oh my God, I'm actually worth something. You know what I mean? And I'm going to start acting on it. And I'm not going to allow anyone to keep making me feel like I'm not worth it. At least I'm doing something that's for me. You know what I mean? Like it might feel like shit at first, but at least I'm doing something to make moves towards what I want to be in my life. At least I'm, it's almost like every day is a new day for growth. And you're taking these baby steps. And I see you kind of like doing a little toast to yourself, like a little personal, like achievement kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like it might not seem like to anyone that you're reaching goals, but you're reaching personal goals. And it's like you're celebrating that. You're celebrating those small personal goals. Like, you know what I mean? And you're being more grateful and being, more satisfied with your situation. Okay, so that's really great. I love that for you guys. So let's get some angel advice. Last but not least, listen to your intuition. And you know what? I feel like that paired very well with what came up earlier with this instinct card. It's really important that you listen to your intuition, because I feel like you know what's going on. You know what's going on. Like, I just don't feel like with fire signs in general, like this whole reading, very logical, very, very logical, very straightforward. There's no denial about anything. You know exactly what's happening and you know exactly what you need to do. You just don't feel that confident about going after it. And it's time to let go of that. Let go of that mindset. Let go of the worrying. Let go of the ifs, ands, or buts, and the what ifs and the what nots and all that shit. Let it go. It's not even relevant. And I feel like you deep down, you know it. I'm being a hard ass because I feel like you need that. And this is how fire signs communicate. I'm a fire sign too, and this is how we talk. There is no sugarcoating, okay? There's no sugarcoating. You need to get it together. You know what's happening. I know what's happening. Let's just act accordingly, And then we also have look for a sign. And I'm getting in particular, not only that you might be seeing 777 or 1111, but also, in the signs that I've seen on my clock, like 1212 and stuff. So you can look out for those signs, those numerology signs on the clock anywhere. But I'm also kind of getting that, like, you'll know that you're doing what you were supposed to do because that opportunity will come in. Okay. So I kind of feel like look for a sign, like on your journey, like while you're going about things, like, while you're trying to build a new life for yourself, take the little blessings into consideration. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting, because I kind of feel like every time, like it might be a specific message, but every time you decide to go after what you want, there will be a blessing. With every lesson that's learned, there will be a blessing. And so look out for those little blessings. It might even be little financial blessings, like, oh, you got a discount here, or somebody helps you out with something that you don't have to buy. Like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, say you, I don't know, you like to read books or something, and every month you buy a book. Like, let's just say you do that. Like, I don't know. And this month, instead of you buying a book, somebody buys a book for you, or somebody brings a book. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you don't have to pay for something that you usually do. Or even like you might get some extra food stamps, something like that. Like, just look for the little signs, because they're sending you signs like that to let you know that you're doing the right thing. Okay. So when things start to get easier in any way, like little easier things, like, oh, wow, like anything that starts to make your life easier, that's a blessing. And that's a sign that you're doing the right thing and you're on the right track. Because when you are in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, everything flows in so effortlessly to a point where it's almost like as soon as you start going after what you want, you're going to see a change. You're going to see an instant change in your life. As soon as you change your mindset, like literally as soon as you change your mindset, you are going to see more blessings come into your life, okay? So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I hope that this resonates with you guys. I hope I didn't actually, I'm not really hoping. I feel like you guys are fine, honestly. But I hope I wasn't too hard on you guys. I just feel like you guys needed to hear it though. If you watched the whole video all the way through, I salute you. And again, if you have other placements, like if you have a Aries moon or whatever, I encourage you to go listen to those because there could be a message for you. Other than that, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.